Hi everyone, I'm Kathy from Kathy's Vegan Kitchen. Welcome back. I'm into Brussels sprouts lately. In fact, I keep talking about them all the time, don't I, Paul? Every time we go somewhere, I order Brussels sprouts. So today I found some beautiful organic ones at the market. I took the ends off and I cut them in half. I don't know if you know this, but it's important to soak your Brussels sprouts in salt water for a couple of hours once they're cut. It takes out the little bugs and any of the little dirt or nasty things that are maybe in between these little, the layers. So I've done that. I'm gonna drop them into a colander and return them back into my bowl. Now, today we're gonna make maple miso roasted Brussels sprouts. But we're gonna blanch them today instead so we get them a little soft before we put them into the oven, which is a little different than what I normally do, but it's to get a different texture and a different crispiness on top of the Brussels sprouts. So I have about an inch of water boiling in here with 2 teaspoons of salt, and I'm gonna put those Brussels sprouts in there. And I'm gonna put the top on for 2 minutes. And then we're gonna come back and we're gonna rinse those in an ice bath, and then we're going to roast them and make a sauce. Okay, the 2 minutes are up, and as you can see, they're just a little bit cooked. I'm gonna drain some of this water out. And then I'm gonna add these Brussels sprouts to some ice water. It's an ice bath. And we're going to make sure it stops the cooking process, which is exactly what we want it to do. Ooh, I love Brussels sprouts. Okay, now while those are cooling off and melting all those little ice cubes, we're gonna make the sauce. I have 2 tablespoons of white miso. You can also use yellow miso. I have 2 tablespoons of water that I'm gonna put in there. And I'm gonna mix it up a little bit so it melts it a little bit, the miso. I have the juice of 1 lime. And then I have 2 tablespoons of maple syrup. And you wanna get all of that out of there. And I have 1.5 teaspoons of garlic paste and 1.5 teaspoons of ginger paste. And that is equivalent to 1 clove of garlic and about 1/2 inch of ginger. And we're gonna mix that up. And we're not going to toss the Brussels sprouts in the sauce. Instead, we're going to cook the Brussels sprouts first, and we're going to sauce them afterwards. Okay, so we're gonna mix that up. These are ready to go, so I'm gonna take this to the colander. I'm gonna get rid of all that ice. And it's okay if some of the leaves separate from the Brussels sprouts, that's totally fine. We like the little crunchy leaves when they roast in the oven. You can also do these in the air fryer. It's half the time, the same amount of temperature. I have the temperature set at 425 degrees, and we're gonna cook these for 20 to 25 minutes. If you have smaller Brussels sprouts, you have to check and adjust the time. These were really big, so I cut them in half. The ones that were kind of smaller, I left whole, so they're similar size. Okay, so as you can see, we have the Brussels sprouts on a baking sheet with a silicone baking mat. I have 1 Brussels sprout I must have missed. So we're gonna cut that in half. Okay, so I'm gonna just sprinkle the little salt and pepper is it. We're gonna put the sauce on after the fact. And because they'll be so hot, the sauce doesn't need to be warmed. It doesn't need to be cooked at all. And we're going to pop these into the oven for 20 to 25 minutes until they are nice and crispy and brown. And we'll be right back. Okay, the Brussels sprouts are out of the oven 20 minutes. And I have a little optional ingredient. If you don't like spicy, don't do this. But I like them a little spicy, so I'm going to add about a teaspoon of sriracha. I'm going to mix that into the sauce just for a little heat. You don't have to do that if you don't want to. The sauce is delicious on its own. So I'm going to take a little bit of the sauce and I'm going to put it in the bowl. And then I'm going to add the hot Brussels sprouts. I love the crispy little leaves. That's one of my favorite parts. Reminds me of burnt toast. I love burnt toast. I love all kinds of toast, don't I, Paul? Mm-hmm. Okay, and then we're going to put more of the sauce on. And the sauce, because the Brussels sprouts are now all soft and crispy, they are going to suck up that sauce like little sponges. Oh, I can smell them. All right, I'm going to take one. Hope it's not too hot and it's not going to burn my face. And then Paul's going to taste test, of course, because he's our taste tester. Oh, yeah. I might not share these with you. They're yummy. We'll be right back for Paul to do his formal taste testing.
Okay, Brussels sprouts, Kathy's favorite. What's the sauce on here?
Miso maple.
Oh, that's ironic because me's so hungry.
Oh, so entertaining.
Wow.
Right? Told you, I'm into Brussels sprouts.
I really like these crunchy leaves. Excellent. I'm going to eat all this.
No, you guys share with me.
I'll share.
Bye.
Comment below. Bye.
See you next time. Don't forget to comment. Bye.